What's up YouTube, Biz Matthew here. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you all how to virtually wholesale. This is a topic that I get a lot of questions about from my subscribers, from people who follow me on Instagram at Biz Matthew. And in today's video, I'm just going to explain virtual wholesaling and if I do it and whether you should do it or not. So if you all really enjoyed this video, if you find value from it, please be sure to like this video, comment down below, and subscribe. And of course, you all, I'm still learning this whole business of real estate and whatnot. And so I'm just documenting my journey, just being real at where I am at this level in real estate, whether it's wholesaling, whether it's trying to get my first rental or flipping my first property or doing other things in real estate. I just want to document it and just teach you all along the way what I've been learning. So I want to talk about virtual wholesaling. So virtual wholesaling is basically just being able to wholesale a property that you're not around. Honestly, that can happen in your backyard. That can happen in the same city that you're in. You know, I've done deals where I didn't even go to the property, but I locked it up even though the property is a few minutes away. You know, I was able just to talk on the phone with the seller, market to the seller, lock up the contract with the seller, all electronically, all online, everything done online. And so me personally, I haven't dived into virtual wholesaling, and I usually do recommend people to start in their own backyard, you know, to actually go out to appointments and different things like that. But I understand everyone's situation is different, and you might be in a market that's heavily competitive where the prices are so high, like LA, New York, Miami. And yeah, you can practice going to different sellers appointments and different things like that, but it can be a little bit difficult actually wholesaling your first property in those type of cities. In today's video, I'm just going to break down step by step. So make sure you all have your pen and pencil ready, your paper ready. Let's take notes. So the number one thing about virtual wholesaling is that you have to understand it's essentially the same as wholesaling if you're in person. All right, so the same exact steps are going to be needed in virtual wholesaling. So number one, let's just start from the first step. So number one, you have to market. And whether you're marketing in your area or outside your area, you always usually do that virtually. Whether you're sending out text, whether you're sending out mail, whether you're cold calling, whether you're doing PPC, all of that is done online or through the internet in some sort. And so you're always starting out virtually, all right? So that's the first thing, market, and pick your type of marketing. And then number two is that you have to pick your market. All right, so your market is, okay, where do you want to market to? So let's say I'm here in Nashville, Tennessee, or Chicago, Illinois, or I'm in New York or LA. I want to look for a market that has a lower price range, not a lower price range, but like the medium price range of houses around my area. So I like sweet spots between like 150 and 300 or 100 and 250. Like those medium prices to me are the best prices to go after for virtual wholesaling. And so that's something to consider. The next thing is, and of course, I'm just kind of basing it based off of my own experience in my market, what I've seen work with me. And honestly, I haven't virtually wholesaled myself. I actually went out to like done a deal outside of my state. But you know, I have done deals where I JV'd with people and just passed it along to someone else where I didn't necessarily have to go to the property for anything or do anything like that. So pick your market, look at price ranges around that. And then another thing is look at the population size. I wouldn't recommend people wholesaling in markets that are super huge. Like, yeah, for example, you can wholesale in Dallas, Texas, right? But if you're in LA wholesaling and you're thinking about doing it in Dallas, that can work, but it's just Dallas, there's so many wholesalers. It's very popular, even though the medium prices are lower, but the population is so high and the amount of wholesalers there are so high that it still makes it as competitive or, you know, even more competitive as a LA market or something like that. So that's something to consider, the population size and the medium home price. So we talked about choose your type of marketing, and whether you're doing it virtually or non-virtually, that happens virtually. And then we talked about choosing your market state or your market zip code area. Next thing I want to talk about is following up with a seller. So let's say a seller calls you back, they reply to a text, or they answer your cold call. You just go through the regular scripts of cold calling or talking with a seller. Build rapport, get to the point where you're comfortable talking about price, and then lock them up. And all of that can be done online. So different services I like to use for that are DocuSign, of course, G Suite, Gmail, Google Docs, Google Sheets, and other things like that. And so with that, once you lock up a deal, you could send it off to a title company. Now, when choosing a title company, you can either ask if your title company in your area allows for you to close deals virtually, because some title companies do that, or you may have to see if you only can sign or close a deal in that specific state or county that you're virtually marketing to. And so that's all done online. So like I said, the process of wholesaling is essentially the same with a little bit of difference, like choosing your market, doing that market research. And I can make more videos on how to do those market research and different things like that. And we could dive into looking at population size, medium home prices, and different things like that. But right now, I just want to give you all the blueprint, the general blueprint of virtual wholesaling. Next, I want to talk about why it's so important, especially in your beginning stage, to find a JV partner in that market. So if you're not so familiar with the market, you're not wholesaling in your market where you know the town, you know the type of people you're dealing with, you know the home prices and different things like that. You need that little bit of help, especially in the beginning. And so that's why I highly recommend splitting the profits 50-50 with the wholesaler in that town. And you just have to reach out to wholesalers. The number one way I see people finding wholesalers, finding cash buyers, is Facebook Marketplace or Facebook groups, right? Go to these real estate Facebook groups, say, hey, I'm wanting to virtual wholesale, drop your email, I'll PM you, let's set up a call. And I think setting up a call really, shows that you are serious. And if they are serious, they'll actually call you, or they'll be okay and verify who they are and hop on the call with you. And so that's kind of how you can vet your wholesalers and kind of look at their history on that group in a way, see if they've been posting deals, been posting things just on real estate in that group, and you can go from there. So once you get a contract signed, you get with your JV partner, they say, hey, these numbers look good. They can take care of finding the title company after that, finding the cash buyer after that, and then you can collect checks. And then over time, as you just continue partnering with JVs, you get to understand the market more. You get to acquire cash buyers that's been closing on your JV deals, and now you can sell to them directly as opposed to going with a partner. And of course, it's not like you're leaving your JV partner away, but it's just part of business, and you'll probably partner with them on more deals in the future, even when you get to the point where you can do this on your own. And so that's the next point where, okay, some buyers, the market more. Now it's time for you to close these deals by yourself, right? With your own company. And so once you lock up a deal, you can find a buyer and you go to that same title company and say, hey, I have this deal. I'm closing on it myself. Boom, 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 right? And you can do something like that. So that's like the overview of how to virtually wholesale. It's pretty self-explanatory. And of course, all these steps, I know I kind of just talked about them briefly, like the market, talking to sellers, whether it's cold calling, whether it's picking up the phone from a PPC lead or something like that, and finding cash buyers, finding title company, negotiating the price, how to calculate price and whatnot, and different things like that. I have videos for all that on my channel. Look at the suggestions, look at through my channel about each and every one of those steps. I even have a video of me closing a deal step by step, and I bring you all along with me on that wholesale deal to close it. Take a look at that. So I hope you all really enjoyed this video of how to actually virtual wholesale. That's the I guess the general view of it. And I hope you all really enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe, comment down below, and like this video, and I'll talk to you all later. Peace.